What is going on, everybody? For those who don't know, I go by BLSG, and this is another Sixers offseason video. If you guys are new to this channel and love talking Philly sports nearly every single day, go down below and hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, and make sure you turn on the notification bell so you guys are instantly notified whenever I upload a new video. Now, earlier today, I heard a report saying that former LA Laker / a bunch of other teams, Lance Stephenson is coming out of retirement and is working with 4 NBA teams. He's working out with 4 NBA teams in the Sixers, the Nets, the Bucks, and the Denver Nuggets to figure out which team he wants to go to and play there for a little bit. So, the question is right now, do the Sixers have what it takes to bring Lance Stephenson into Philly, and do they really need him? Here's the thing. Well, when it comes to Lance Stephenson, when it comes to his shooting, when he shoots from the field, which is his overall shooting, except from the free throw line, when it comes to that, his worst shooting, when he's really off, his worst shooting season was 33% from the field. But when he is like on point, he can shoot the ball 49% from the field. That's right. Lance Stephenson was a really good shooter for teams such as the Lakers, the Timberwolves, the Pacers, and a bunch of those other teams. But those are just some examples on which teams Lance Stephenson played for. Anyway, Lance Stephenson, when he shot the ball 49% from the field, you know who his coach was at the time? His coach at the time was Doc Rivers, because his best shooting season was in 2015, and Doc Rivers was the head coach. So, the big question is, could the Sixers use a guy by Lance Stephenson to just bring him in and have him shoot around, and can he be a consistent scorer? And again, here's the thing. When you have Lance Stephenson, he is getting older in age, but he went into retirement around the age of 28 or 29, and he is 30 right now, soon to be 31 early in September. I believe September 5th is his birthday, but soon to be 31 in September. His birthday's coming up. So, can he still be that consistent scorer to either be in your starting lineup or come off the bench? I think he possibly can. If he was on the Sixers right now, he's working out right now with the 4 teams I mentioned watching. He's working out with all 4 of them right now. I think if you bring Lance Stephenson into Philadelphia, you reunite this man with Doc Rivers, and if he can play the same way he did when Doc Rivers was with the Clippers, aka his best year that he had in 2015, if he can play at that level, the Sixers, once again, could be a championship contender. Now, I really think this man can really do some damage if the Sixers do decide to bring him in. I think Daryl Morey needs to pull the trigger and try to take a chance at Lance Stephenson, because this man can be a consistent scorer. He can shoot the ball, he will get it to a man, and hopefully whoever's up at the rack, or when he passes it to them, will shoot the ball and get it into the net. And when he will go ahead and break your ankles, when he will go ahead and do his fancy footwork, man, when he goes ahead and does his footwork, he will go ahead and put people to the floor. That's right, I watched some highlights on Lance Stephenson. I'll put the link to that video in the description box. But I watched the video, and man, he will break ankles and put every single opponent he faces, at least most of them, to the floor when he tries to get to the rack, or will step back and fade for a nice mid-range jump shot, or will go ahead and take a nice three-pointer and will hopefully knock it down. I think Daryl Morey has to pull the trigger on this one. Lance Stephenson is coming out of retirement, so what that would mean is that he would technically be a free agent at this time. And it's between the Sixers, the Bucks, the Nets, and the Nuggets to go ahead and try to sign Lance Stephenson to see which one of those 4 teams will bring him in. Now, when it comes to the Sixers on where you will play Lance Stephenson, assuming the Sixers will go ahead and bring this man in, Lance Stephenson can play both shooting guard and small forward. And here's the thing when it comes to those 2 spots. When it comes to our current starting shooting guard and our current starting small forward, you have Seth Curry as your current starting shooting guard for the Sixers right now, and then you have Danny Green as your starting small forward. When it comes down to it, if you go ahead and sign Lance Stephenson, you will put him as a backup to Danny Green, and once Danny Green, because he got a 2-year, $20 million deal, if you go ahead and sign Lance Stephenson, he will be a decent backup piece to Danny Green, and I think he can still shoot the ball well. Him coming off the bench will put up some serious bench points, because he is a very consistent scorer. He helps any team out. He will shoot from the field. He will take his shots from where he needs to be, but mainly it'll be inside the 3-point line. So, do we go ahead and pull the trigger and bring in Lance Stephenson? I think we do. I think we go ahead and pull the trigger because 4 teams are watching Lance Stephenson work out. 4 teams are down to who Lance Stephenson will sign with. But 1 team gets him. Which team will it be out of those 4 teams? We don't know yet. I'm hoping it's the Sixers at this point because when I saw his highlight video, I'll put that in the description. When I saw his highlight video, I thought he was very consistent. When he played with all the teams that he played with, which he played with, I think, 7 franchises, he was very consistent, he scored a lot, and he could just help out your team and make them a championship contender. Depending what other pieces you surround around this man, when you go ahead and put him on the floor, it depends on what pieces you put on the floor to surround him. If we can reunite Lance Stephenson with Doc Rivers, I think this could be a championship team. Might have to add a few more bench pieces, but I like Lance Stephenson. I really hope and pray this man comes to Philly. If the Sixers, which the Sixers are in contention, if the Sixers go ahead and pull the trigger, I would be really, really, really happy because this man can shoot, he can dribble, he can handle the ball, he can rebound, he can assist, he can do it all at this point. And he would just be a nice piece to the Sixers bench until, in my opinion, Danny Green retires, which, who knows, because his second year, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is a player option. So what that means is that Danny Green can decide if he wants to play in Philadelphia for the second year on his contract, or if he wants to decline the second year option and go play somewhere else. Because wherever Danny Green goes, he plans to win on a team and help them win a championship. But at the end of the day, I want Lance Stephenson, consistent scorer, a pretty young guy, considering the fact that he's about to be 31. And at the end of the day, I kind of want this man. I really want him to be on a championship team, and I really just want the Sixers to win a championship to prove the doubters wrong. And a guy you can go ahead and add to your team is that man right there, Lance Stephenson, because he will do his thing, and he can help you contend for the NBA Finals, and especially reuniting him with a coach that he knows very well. And Doc Rivers was the guy. He never was around a guy like Brad Stevens, Steve Nash, Mike Budenholzer. He was never around those coaches. he was only around Doc Rivers, and I think he might want to play with Doc again. So, I don't think he wants to play with Steve Nash, Brad Stevens, or Mike Budenholzer. I think he wants to play for Doc. I think he wants to play for Doc. I think he wants to play for the Sixers. And I think this man just can succeed if we go ahead and add him to this team to try to contend for the championship. And let's just pray that Stephenson will go ahead, Lance Stephenson will go ahead and sign with the Philadelphia 76ers, assuming Daryl Morey will pull the trigger. You guys give me your thoughts down below in the comments section. How do you feel about Lance Stephenson? Do you want Lance Stephenson to sign in Philadelphia? And do you think Daryl Morey will pull the trigger and get this man? You guys give me your thoughts down below in the comments section. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.